Hello, we're currently doing a monthly tarot card reading for February 2019. Welcome to my channel. My name is Robin. I own Robin's Healing, and you can go on to www.robinshealing.com if you're interested in your own personal reading, as well as any of my online services, or if you're local, in person. I'm also doing 50% off my jewelry from February 1st until February 15th for Valentine's Day special. So you can also go on to my website and see our crystals and bracelets, necklaces, earrings, etc. Shipping is free, so that's a pretty good deal. I'm also doing 50% off on February 15th as well, and there are still spots available for that. So this is all astrological signs. I've been back and forth about doing it for all signs. I am taking an astrology class coming up on February 11th, and I'm going to be doing that for about 4 weeks, just a level 1. So I think once I start getting into the astrology part, I'll really start adding more of that in. And until then, I'm just going to keep doing my regular thing, and I'm trying to get on here as often as I can. So I really appreciate everyone liking, commenting, and again, for subscribing, but also click the bell button if you would like notifications when I am on here. I'll probably start doing lives shortly as well. That's a big blurb, wasn't it? So 8 of Wands, I really feel like our confidence is really important for February. So there may be some fear entering our energy fields at this moment. But what you're going to find is it's about perseverance. It's about releasing anything that is causing you problems or causing you issues in your life. So if that's anything that's just adding to your life, we really want to work on how to evolve as a whole and how to really translate information as well. So communication is really going to come up for us in February. We're going to say that this is actually more in the beginning of February. You're going to find that energy may be a little bit overwhelming. And of course, we'll still be in some full moon energy at that time. But I feel like what's coming through is that there'll be gifts from the universe. So I feel like it's also like taxes are coming up. It is kind of like tax time, and so the energy of things feeling taxing as well. But that stress energy. But what's happening is that the universe is calling you to be able to learn how to be able to handle this energy, okay? So that's really what's coming through, is that there's help for you in terms of the learning of how am I going to handle these energies? How am I going to handle these situations, all right? So if it's overwhelming for you, stress reduction, learning how to find balance, learning how to have more self-discipline, and self-care is going to be really important at the beginning of the week. I wish that were a better card, but I always look at it as long as we're learning something, that's all that matters, because the 8 is the number of taking action on something you haven't been taking action on. So if you're just new to energy work, this is actually a positive thing, because you're going to learn how to manage that. Wands is about our creativity. It's about, public recognition, things like that, how we're being viewed in the world, in society. That's why I was saying, as a whole, we want to work on things together, right? Because if I'm not stressed, then you won't be as stressed. So if there are some complications going on in your life, just working on that centering energy. How do I find that balance? How do I find my breath when I can't breathe, etc.? It's going to be a really interesting energy. I always pull out these cards for the people that will be watching. So something should resonate with you. I'm feeling like positive inspirations, really important during this time, okay? So we have the Knave of Cups. These are my fairy tarot cards as well. She's like in a little mermaid suit, which I quite like. So as I talk about breathing, I feel like the energy that's coming up as we move further into February is about finding that rhythm, I already talked about the balance for a lot of people. It's the need to really, the balance is about slowing down to feel positive. But I do feel like there's this growing energy happening, this growth. There's some fertilities, which usually represents new beginnings. So there's something that we're trying to evolve in. There's something that we're trying to grow into. we're trying to develop something. So there's a lot of learning and a lot of curveballs that are going to be coming up for us early on in the month. There's a lot of community energy that's, I feel like, important. So if you don't connect with the community, it's important that you start doing more of that. So if you don't know how to center or balance, get into community groups and start working towards those goals. Peace and love is really coming up. So learning how to find more peace in your life, so that calming energy, so that stress reduction is going to be so helpful. But then there's so much mental strength that we need at this time. I talked about the self-discipline, so it's you also learning how to mentally deal with the things that are coming at you. And I think it's really about finding that peace in your environment. And when you do, that's when the love is going to kind of come in. So if you're single, this may be a great time for working on yourself and trying to find other people who are also working on themselves at the same time. So you'll have that positive flow of energy. So again, the rhythm, I think, is that positive flow to find peace and to find more balance and love, etc. All right. So there's a continuation energy kind of coming up with that. Cups is all about feelings and emotions, as I was just talking about. And then Knave is a person who, they're basically just really, really focused on one thing in particular. And so for you, it's going to be that calming energy, but still feeling like things are positive and moving forward. All right. So it's going to make a huge difference, like how we're spending our time, how we're treating our bodies, etc. I know I'm going through some major shifts that way. So mid-month, we'll say 6 of Wands. So Wands, again, that intuitive energy, that finding that strength, finding that balance, and that charisma energy coming through. So this is about uplifting your spirits, and when we do that, we can help other people with it as well. I feel like this is about teaming up. So I was already talking about community work, or being around the right people. So making sure that you're teaming up with others. If there's something you want to network or market, I'm just hearing like a catalog. So it'd be good to have something that you can kind of show people that they can look through and touch. So that's a great way to promote yourself. Or maybe it's you actually helping other people, you know, even in their businesses. So if you work for a corporation or an organization, it's you actually kind of getting in there and bringing in some new ideas. And I do sense with this card where it's 6 is the number of beauty and cooperation. It's saying that you're really doing a very good job and you're being recognized for that. So that's in the community, you'll start to be seen as a positive influencer, that sort of thing. There will be recognition for you, which is lovely, because we're always striving for that peace. But then there is some things from our past that we still may be dealing with a little bit, but I do feel like that's more like self-destruction or self-criticism. So just making sure that you're having fun and you're finding that joy within your life as well. That's the positive energy moving forward. So that's kind of your job to do. If you don't like working on teams, if you don't like having people around you, you know, helping you, that sort of thing, that's okay. But just making sure that there's some loyalty or friendships there. As long as they're your friend and they're loyal, then that should be something that you can feel comfortable getting used to, okay? So long-term goals and long-term plans mid-month, okay? So we have really great energy because we've got so many Wands energy, which is that fire energy. So then we have King of Wands moving forward towards the end of the month. This is the Mr. Optimism. He represents Aries. Kings are very strong, so it's as we move through the month, we're going to find that we do have that strength more naturally. It's just going to take more work to get there, but we will get there, which I love. This is a person who's very determined. They may even have more structure in their life now than they've ever had, which is amazing. Career-wise, this is going to be a time to really, I'm hearing like be a drill sergeant in a way. It's usually we want to compromise, but this is very much a strong leadership energy. So it's about, since we've learned that self-control, we're going to be able to possess the qualities that that we would want in a partner we now have, so we can attract that. Or maybe for myself, it's the client, attracting the clientele that I want, etc. But you're gonna find that there's this need to open up your mind towards what that is for you, because the more clarity you can get on the situation, the more you're going to be able to attract that into your life. So this is very much a strong manifesting energy towards the end of the month. So, but definitely career-wise, it's time to really focus on that business, focus on those opportunities, and that's all going to be related to how we balance ourselves throughout the month, okay? But it's very, very good energy. Then the Death card at the very, very end of the month. So this is, again, talking about community, society, our social norms, our social cues, the balance energy. I feel like this is really, if you wanted to lose weight and get fit, I really feel like that's coming in for you at the end of the month. As most people know, death usually represents an ending that needs to happen. So if it's you being frustrated or you being upset with other people, it's kind of saying that that's going to be put to rest a little bit, because I feel like you're feeling so strong that you're going to feel more sturdy in your body. In yourselves. So career-wise, this is a great time to actually start new, start fresh. This could be a time, if you are a healer, helping a lot of people. I do sense that's where the positive quotes and the positive inspirations are coming in, because we're going to need that a little bit more, because in a way, whenever we have new beginnings, even if we want it, it's still inviting change into our lives, which again, if we understand how to handle that stress, then it's going to be a really, really great time, because you're going to feel really positive about investing in that, in yourself, investing in that new energy. But if we don't feel worthy of that, it's going to maybe feel very cut and dry, things like that. So we have to have more passion this month, more compassion, more so for ourselves, so that we can attract those people in our lives, so we can feel balanced, centered. So that gravity energy is super important. You may want to take advantage of any of my bracelets that I have. This is an aromatherapy one. I have a nice calming oil on today, but peppermint's really coming up a lot. And when it comes to the actual crystals, you may find at the beginning of the month something for stress, relaxation, that sort of thing. And then, so whether you're working with oils or stones, and then towards the end of the month, you're going to be looking for those, like the ones that are really going to help you attract that wealth, attract that success, sort of thing. So we want to feel peaceful and calm during these times where we're trying to work on that. Maybe some tiger's eye, great for self-control, things like that. And then we want to add some like gold sandstone in there, or yellow citron, or just things that are really going to brighten up our energy. So if we're working with oils, maybe orange, citrus at the end of the month, and more lavender at the beginning with that peppermint. So that's up to you how you want to do that. If you're interested in those things, again, feel free to contact me if you have questions about that. I really, really enjoy doing these readings. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and robinshealing@gmail.com if you're interested in contacting me by email. All right, take care. Bye.